So welcome to another Tokyo Revengers video guys. And yeah, it's been a month since season 2 started airing. For me, I enjoyed everything about season 2. Except for sometimes, the inconsistent animation really bugged me. However, there are some characters that we can't frequently see in this season. Especially Mikey, as it's a fact that Mikey has a huge fan base for himself. But even after the 4 episodes got released, he appeared only about mere 5 to 6 minutes. Maybe it'll disappoint some anime-only fans. Because compared to season 1, he has very less screen time in season 2. All I want to say those fans is, don't get too disappointed. Mikey is the one who going to change this arc into an even more crazier arc than it's now. But for now, the story revolves around Takemichi and the Black Dragon Gang. Yeah, this arc really very important for Takemichi's character development. But people ain't ready for what they are going to witness at end of the season. Especially with the brand new Mikey's character design, which was already teased in the ending song. And the secrets he's going to reveal to Takemichi will be just another level insane. I always wanted to talk about this particular version of Mikey and dedicate one whole video to him, since this is my favorite version of him. So before we talk about that, as usual guys, I would kindly appreciate it if you can drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Let's go into the video now. So Mikey has been the character who always piqued the interest of the audience since the story started. But the best thing is, it'll get only more interesting from this point. Whenever someone says anything bad about Mikey, Takemichi wouldn't believe those words. Even when Mikey's childhood friend Kazutora said Mikey turned into evil, he couldn't believe. This was the level of trust and respect he had for Mikey. Also, Mikey and Takemichi never met in the future timeline, ever. Whenever Takemichi leaped to the present timeline, either Mikey was missing or he was out of his reach. So now, the crazy thing is that they're going to meet each other in future timeline for very first time with loads of unexpected twists nobody ever expected. So after Takemichi defeated the Black Dragon Gang in the past, he was coming back to the future with the expectation to see some good changes in the timeline. But the first thing he saw was Mitsuyu's dead body. Can you believe it? Just like you guys, even he was very shocked. So far, in all the timelines, only Hina was dead. But for the very first time, all of the Toman members were killed. Now the question is, when every members of Toman was considered to be such strong people, then who was behind all these mysterious murders? When Takemichi was literally confused about everything. That's when Naoto tells him that the criminal wanted for these serial killing was none other than Takemichi's friend, Mikey. But Takemichi got mad at him for saying those things and bad-mouthing Mikey because he believes Mikey wouldn't do such things ever. Even we saw Mikey as a good person who always so concerned about his friends. So that's why this was very difficult for Takemichi to accept these rumors about him. Also, since he was with Mikey in the past and observed him very closely. So he knows Mikey's character inside out. Or at least he thought, so that he knows everything. But he didn't know, the biggest twist for him was yet to be revealed. But now all the Toman division captains were killed, except for Takemichi. So if they wanted to know the real truth, they had to contact Mikey. Naoto says that only Takemichi could contact him, since he was the last division captain alive right now. But even Takemichi did not know how to contact Mikey in the future. Back then, Naoto and Takemichi tried so many times to meet Mikey in the future. But no one could meet him very easily. Takemichi was so clueless and confused. But then, he sees there's a letter and photo on his table, which is he took with him before coming back to future. Takemichi didn't know who sent this letter to him. But Naoto found out from that postmark that this letter wasn't from anywhere in Japan, it's from Philippines. The person who sent this letter to his house was no one else but Mikey. The guy who killed all of his friends was waiting for him in another country now. But Takemichi decided to meet him to put end to everything. Takemichi was so nervous to meet him in the future for first time. Also, he was so overwhelmed with so much confusion about everything. He couldn't stop overthinking about whether Mikey actually changed into bad person or not. Or was he still a good soul from within? Basically, everyone was good in the past. But in the future everyone turned into evil somehow. So Takemichi thinks that the Mikey he's going to meet isn't someone he knew before. So he might have changed. He suddenly became so scared. Because Naruto told him that Mikey killed all the captains of the Toman gang. So Mikey probably called him to Philippines to kill him. Because if he got killed in an unknown country, everything will be over. Also, the place he was there right then was an old abandoned building with collapsed ceilings. So no can even come to help him. While he was so scared and confused about this whole situation going on, Takemichi suddenly heard a voice of someone calling out to him. Yeah, someone was sitting on that pile of scrap. That someone was obviously none other than Mikey. This is the very first time they meet each other face to face in the future timeline. Takemichi comes so many times from the past to the future to fix up the timeline. But never did he met Mikey in the future timeline. He sees him with a totally different personality. Which does not look like his past self in any way. With a black hair and a tattoo on his neck. I'm literally waiting so patiently to see this scene animated. And Takemichi, after seeing this transformation of Mikey, and also because of the fact that he could at last meet his best friend in the future after so much hardships and trauma he faced in the past, he could not help but cry after seeing him. After so many struggles, he was successful in finally meeting him in the present. But Mikey casually talks to him and tells him that he called him here to ask for a favor. Mikey thinks about his friends and all the nostalgic memories about his Toman gang. After listening what Mikey wanted to tell him, Takemichi believed that Mikey would never ever kill his comrades and his friends. But only after this, he reveals the most shocking truth to him. There's a flashback scene where Draken and Mitsuyu don't want Takemichi to be involved with Toman gang at one point. Since the gang became more violent. They were not the supporters for Takemichi becoming a delinquent like them. But Mikey didn't approve of the way they were behaving with him. So suddenly Mikey tells to Takemichi that he has killed them. He killed every one of them. The old Toman doesn't exist anymore. So now, he all wants was to end this all. He throws a gun to Takemichi and tells him to shoot him and kill him. When Takemichi tries to explain him that he's not like that, this made Mikey angry. Then he pushed Takemichi to the ground and put that gun on his head. Mikey had already lost his sense and sensibilities and lost the sight of where he is going on with his life. So he started to kill people who were getting in his way, even if it was his close friends. But suddenly out of nowhere, someone shoots Mikey directly in the head. And that was Naruto. He followed Takemichi to help him in time of emergency. Since he couldn't trust Mikey like Takemichi trusts him. And also he couldn't risk Takemichi's life in danger at any cost. Takemichi started to cry out very loudly, but then Mikey still manages to somehow talk to him in his last final moments. Mikey was also crying because finally everything that he started was over. Mikey tells him that his life was nothing but pain. But now he feels at peace, even though he is going to die right now. Takemichi says he will change the past accordingly. So that this tragedy will never again in the next future. Mikey thinks it's a lie since he was not aware of the fact that Takemichi was a time leaper. But he smiled in the end. And says your hand is warm. Finally he died in arms of Takemichi. This is such a wholesome scene. When I will watch this in season 2, I am sure it is going to make me super emotional. Takemichi believes that something unexpected must have happened in the past. That made Mikey turn this way. So with a very determined face, he wants to go back to past again. And mend it. Like always, he still trusts Mikey more than anyone, even though Mikey confessed he murdered everyone. Their friendship that has been portrayed here is extraordinary. This level of trust and understanding between the two characters really what makes Tokyo Revengers so incredible. Also, I think somewhere around here season 2 will end. Probably this will be best cliffhanger. And in my opinion, it will be better than season 1. I can't wait to see people's reactions to this Mikey. So what do you guys think about season 2 ending? And let me know below. And let me know which version of Mikey is your favorite, then I will make another dedicated video about that side of Mikey. Anyway, if you guys like this video, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe. And good luck to all.